What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, we kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack,
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Hey Daddies, it's
We're
me,
having a snow day
Linda
here
from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it.
Dr. J said she hasn't gotten
weird
snow
things
yet.
that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindeland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching.
She lives in
Peace out.
a Mormon commune out in Utah. So if she hasn't had snow yet, we have. That's crazy. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. I'm Will Bird, this Cold Beer Confessional. We have snow. It's not a lot. Well, it depends on where you live. It's like 2-3 inches, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit more than 3, maybe 3-4, somewhere around there. But that's like a lot for Tennessee, especially this is one of the, Lisa was saying, the woman who runs the campground, I think she's been here for like 5 or 6 years, and this is the earliest she's ever seen snow here. I can't remember. Sometimes it snows, sometimes it doesn't. I don't remember what months they come in. But yeah, we got a few inches of snow, so not a lot of work on the campground. I did make a quick video. Hold on, I'll show it to you. I did make an update video. Sorta. Where's my page at here? There has been some work getting done. There wasn't no work getting done today. It's like the high was like 22, and it was fucking pissing snow. So we weren't getting a lot of work done. Here you go. If you don't have TikTok.
First little bit of snow, as you can see. It's not much, but I did want to show you the progress that we had made so far on the campground and getting the office back open. It's just cold, so we're going to do it quick. This is the old office. We got everything in here we've been working on, but the big thing...
Everything in here was... I shoveled all this out by hand. There was like a foot. Well, in some spots, there's like a foot. Some spots, the minimum was probably 8 inches of sand in all the floors here. Like this was fucking horrible. Ripped both doors out and put a ton of sand in there. But we got a new electrical panel.
Well, it's a new electrical panel. New electrical panel's in. A lot of circuits are made up. This is a 2224 mobile home feeder wire. It goes in here on a large breaker and feeds a sub panel. I'll see you in the bathroom in a second. There's some insulation that goes in. We've just capped off a bunch of pops.
There used to be a sink that runs here, but the sink is not there. The water ripped out that whole cabinet and sink and everything. So I just got everything capped off just to check and make sure that we don't have any other leaks somewhere else.
So we can get everything going here instead of, there used to be a sink and stuff here, but basically we just capped it off.
I didn't remember saying that.
To the fixtures that are still there without any leaks. Everything else in here has just been cleaned out. We got temporary doors up just to get everything cleaned out, and we're using it for some storage, I guess. So if we're going to open back up, we definitely need the office, obviously.
This bathroom.
We need some bathrooms for the public.
This was a bathroom. This is one of our 2 bathrooms that were like either sex, and they were full bathrooms, right? So they got showers, and it ripped everything out of here. It ripped this wall out. It took the water heater. It took all the plumbing. It took the shower. Everything was ripped out of this bathroom.
So this is all ripped out, gutted. We're running new circuits to all these switches and things. We got the shower pan there, shower drain. I got to get that down. A plumbing mess back here. We got to straighten out. This is where the large water heater goes, and we got another temporary door up. And
oh, there's that wire I was just talking about on the other panel. It runs through a piece of conduit and then all the way over here.
It's that sub panel that was feeding from that wire. So hopefully we get that sub panel fed, then all these branch circuits fed, do some plumbing here, and shower will go here, sink goes there, toilet goes there, vanity, and then just a bare wall there. But the other bathroom fared a lot better. So this is the other.
This bathroom. So basically the water was coming in that back spot where all the plumbing's hanging and where that sub panel is, and it was just pressing up against the wall. And the first one to give was the other bathroom. So because the other bathroom gave out and all the water ran through there and ripped the door off the hinges, this bathroom was able to stay. This is the one that was recently remodeled. I still got to fix some stuff in it. Like when they remodeled it, the shower was always fucked up. It never drained right. I still got to fix some things in it, but it's kind of usable if we get it cleaned up.
the bathroom. It's got leaves in it now, but this toilet now works, sink works, shower works. Got some leaves and some cleaning to do, but this bathroom fared pretty well. We got some electrical work to do in it, but not much else. They are working on the road. They're putting a lot of riprap in, rock armor, whatever you want to call it, on the bank, then smaller rocks, then all the way down to some gravel.
So basically our road is kind of shitty to repair. It is, here, I'll show you. It's barely more than a one-lane road. Like when someone comes, somebody else has to pull off the road, right? Atsuko's been up our road, but it if there's a camper coming, like it's real bad. So if you had like an aerial of our road, like if you were above it, it would look like, move the mouse out of the way. So the road used to look like this, right? And over here is mountain. And then over here is the river. Runs down through. Oh. Excuse me. And this is the river. Well, there's like 3 bad spots that like washed out. So this is a very steep bank that goes up here. It's 90 feet from one of the washouts, from where most of the washouts are. But there's like one small one here, right, that has to be filled up with rock. And then there's like a huge one, like you can barely fit a car through here. And then there's one more past that that's probably like the medium-sized one. And these two are really close together. This first one's a little ways away, but you can barely fit a car right through. So what we did is, because this first one, the campground's back here. Right, that's a house, in case you're wondering. The campground's back here, and town is this way. So what we did, because this very first washout here is not that bad, we put up a gate here. That doesn't block the whole road because we don't own the road, but this gate basically says like locals only, our road. We don't know how much traffic it could take. So like you might want to drive back here and take pictures, but we have to drive in and out to work and live and, bring supplies. So we don't want more traffic. So we put like a gate up, partially blocking the road, but it's still big enough to get by, asking people, please turn around. Like, we understand you want to take pictures or look at the progress or visit or whatever, but the road can't take the traffic. Now, what the people are doing to fix the road, so we have, let's see, the river down here. And then all of this is like a bank, right? And then the road's up here. And then we'll just draw it like this, kind of flattened. And we'll put lines in it. It does not have a line in it because it's a one-lane road, but we'll put lines there. And again, gigantic pieces are missing out of it, right? Like this, that's one. And then that's the medium-sized one, and that's the small one. So what they're doing is bringing in dump trucks and just dumping this big-ass fucking boulders right down towards the riverbank. And eventually those boulders start to stack up, and as they stack them up, well, they dump smaller boulders and smaller boulders and smaller boulders until when they get up here, it's just like it's gravel. They're just basically dumping gravel there. So like this first spot, which is also the smallest, is fixed. It's done, but it's like a tiny spot. Literally, like I could reach across how long it is. These other ones are maybe, this one right here is probably 20 times as big as that one. So they're trying to do the same thing here, but it takes a lot more material and time. They've got an excavator up there and a bobcat and just trying to backfill it. And even then, that's going to leave our road half paved and half gravel where these spots are, right? Because they're not putting pavement asphalt down. It's too cold. And that's not what this company does. And what happens is the more you drive over that gravel, the more all of this settles, right? So it's like even this first spot, they just fixed it 2 days ago. And already, like, the part that's asphalt is fine, the way it always was, because it didn't wash out. And the part they put in is like this much deeper than because it's just going to keep settling and settling and settling as these rocks move down, as temperatures change, the thaw and freeze cycle, rain, snow, any type of precipitation. When the river's up, maybe the river gets up out of its banks and takes some of these fucking rocks out. That's going to shift it. So seems like they're putting a patch on it for now, but that doesn't seem like that's going to be the fix. But
and trying to widen the road where the 2 washouts are. So if that road opens and we've got a
there's actually 3 washouts, but we never mentioned that one because it's so tiny. But that's why I keep saying 2 washouts.
functioning office, we've got a functioning bathroom, we can at least get some campers in here maybe, or day use people that want to come to the river, that want to hang out. And then of course we have our long-term spots we'll be able to open back up. They have water to them, they have electricity at them, they have sewer there, they have everything they need on that far side of the road. On the river side, we're hoping to get the office and the bathroom back going so we can have people come in and do business here again. So I'll keep you guys updated, but we're looking for an electrical inspection maybe in next week or
a lot of stuff is held up on the electrical inspection. Like I can't put up sheetrock, and I can't put up insulation, and I can't close the walls up, and I can't do a lot of things that I want to do waiting on electrical inspection, but we're also not ready for the inspection. So there's another guy that's doing a lot of the electrical stuff, because that's what he knows how to do, I guess. I hopped on the plumbing because he was doing the electrical, but when he gets done with his stuff, then we can have an electrical inspection come through, and once that's approved, then I can insulate and sheetrock and all the other things. But they want to be able to see it, so obviously I can't cover it up with shit.
the week after, when all that's buttoned up, and then I'll be able to close up the walls, do the sheetrock, fix the bathroom, get everything going, and then it'll be, the office will just be like, we need to get some furniture, cash register, stuff like that in there, because it took everything away. But we are making progress at the Nolichucky Gorge Campground, so hopefully in the spring maybe you guys will come out and hang out with us and use the river and the campground again. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. We got our first little bit of snow.
So there you go. That's been the updates on the campground. Not much, but something. At least something's happening, right? So there you go. What else? Sam Alvey made some more responses. Let's go with that. So we've been talking about this fight and how badly it went and all that stuff. Sam Alvey's responded a couple times. Let me see the ones we have watched versus the ones I think we've watched this one.
First of all, they weren't my legs. So
yes.
I was the first TikToker to sit there and go against an MMA fighter.
Okay, this is a new one.
I'll give it to you. Completely true.
I pushed this guy backwards. I don't care what nobody says.
So that's a double negative. I mean, you do care what people says. And then also, you didn't push me back. At no point did I take a step backwards.
He couldn't take you down in the first round.
Couldn't and didn't are two separate things. Watch the fight again, my friend. I pulled every punch.
You try to save face, and all the rest of you guys are dick riding. Of course you're dick riding. I mean, you guys are dick riding on so hard, you can get a ticket for doing it without a helmet. I mean, like,
That is also truth. If any of you try and ride my dick, I'm giving you a ticket. Unless you have a helmet on.
come on, man, seriously. This one. Like, yeah, he's not champion of the world. You know, so y'all want to say I had no chance. Cool. Well, don't y'all step up to the plate. Because I'll
Nobody claimed they could beat me. Not even Jeff.
beat the hell out of each and every one of you, one by one. Because y'all not Sam Alvey.
There can be only one.
So who wants to play with you?
Brother, this is a children's app. You can't be saying stuff like that.
Go ahead and call it
Who
out.
wants to play with it?
Sam Alvey. You had it for a minute there.
Afraid for that rematch. And Sam
What would make you think I'm afraid? You had roughly 6 minutes.
What could possibly make Sam Alvey afraid of fighting John? Like maybe if John had like a sniper position and a long range rifle. Like I don't understand why this guy would ever be afraid. Like I get it. He's talking shit saying you're afraid, trying to goad him into a fight. But the facts just don't support that.
To punch me, and you didn't hit me once. You scratched me once, though. Maybe twice. There was like another 3 minutes of him jibber-jabbering. He got mean. I got mean, too, so I deleted it. I'm just going to summarize it. He complained I added rules. The rules were no heel hooks, which he didn't know what they were, and no elbows, which he doesn't know how to throw.
He did complain about the rules. But literally the rules were no heel hooks and no spinning elbows. Do you think John practices those a lot? A heel hook is a type of submission move that where you like twist on the ankle and knee. And sometimes it causes injuries, especially if it's not applied right. And even sometimes applied correctly, it could cause an injury. And then a spinning elbow. I'm guessing you guys know what that is.
And then he whined at you guys for a while for not wanting to fight him either. Eventually, he called me a coward if I choose not to fight him. And I think he said something about those not being his legs. They're his legs. John, brother, I don't understand what happened. The day of the fight, we were friends. We prayed together. We ate together. We had a good time together. And then the next day, you turned to the heel again.
By the way, John apparently told Sam that the next day he'd work out with him. So the day after the fight, he told Sam he'd work out with him, didn't show up. And the guy that owns the venue gave John 2 VIP tickets to the next night's fights and was like, I don't care as long as you're going to use them. Yeah, we got VIP spots open. Gave him 2 VIP tickets to the next night's fights. He took the tickets, said he'd be there, and didn't show up to that either.
Also, everyone watching, are you tired of this yet? I can't tell. We had a lot of fun, but he's gotten so mean. No, I can keep turning to him. I can tell you the whole story. Or I could move on to whatever's next. Tell me
I kind of want to hear the whole story.
Comments. You want me to keep going with this? I have another video or two.
It is getting old. I want to hear the whole story, then I want you to ignore him, basically.
I think. Or you want me to cut it short?
That was the first TikTok.
All right, that was the first one.
Out to me that want to train me. A lot of people that want to help me get it up.
That's not something.
A lot of people that want to help me get it up. He does, like, at first I thought Sam was reaching with his, like, phrasing, man. Like cutting out of context. But the guy just said, there's a lot of people that want to help me get it up.
A lot of people reaching out to me that want to train me. A lot of people that want to help me get it up.
That's not something you want to tell the internet, sir. They make a pill for that.
All right, Sam. Fans, for all y'all thinking that Sam's telling you the truth, check this out. I got the original video on my page. You can see I hit him multiple times.
Brother, I'm begging you to stop. Listen, they've all seen the fight. It is all over the internet. Everybody has posted it. You didn't touch me outside of a scratch. Or 2.
You could be eating that, and that's all nice and dandy. But if I wouldn't have gassed out, if I would have had more, you see, the more I swung, the weaker my hits got because my stand went. And I'm not making no excuse. I took that loss.
That's the problem we all have. Outside of you talking trash about me and my opponents. You aren't taking the loss. You got your ass whooped. You didn't touch me. You gassed in about 10 seconds.
Then what 99.9% of y'all will say, I went in there, I got punched in the face multiple times, and most of you guys, the vast majority of you guys running your mouth, would have dropped. You would have hit the ground.
Well, brother, I thought you knew. I was wearing training gloves. MMA gloves are 4 ounces. The gloves I were wearing was between 8 and 10 ounces. And on top of
Heavier gloves to slow down his punches.
that, I pulled every punch. Everybody watching you right now would have lasted the exact same amount of time.
I didn't just face off for some average Joe. That was the heavyweight champion of the world. I ain't gonna take that away from him.
I appreciate you not taking that away from me.
This is a heel hook, by the way. Like it can just destroy the ligaments in the knees, in a knee. Like it's pretty rough sometimes, especially when you get somebody that's never tried one before, but they like saw it on the internet. Maybe like I wouldn't want John to do one to me, obviously, if he doesn't know what he's doing.
Me.
I'm not gonna take away from that he's a Christian man. But what I will take away from that, I know that my standard was up to par with. I did knock his ass out.
Brother, you don't know how to throw a punch.
Swinging all over the place.
His ass because I can take his hits. He hits like a damn girl. He was doing it 50%. Okay, whatever you want to say, that was 50%. Then I know.
We're watching a TikTok shit talker who called out a professional MMA fighter and a heavyweight champion of the Karate Combat League. They fought. And, of course, the shit talker got his ass beat. Didn't land a single punch. Got the shit beat out of him in 2 rounds. And it looked like the MMA fighter was taking it easy on him. Well, then the shit talker goes right back to shit talking, making up lies about the fight and shit like that, and they're responding back and forth to each other.
Percent would be generous. That was more like 10 to 15.
You take 100%. And 99.9% of y'all running your mouth and saying that ain't gonna take 2 of those hits, let alone almost 2 whole rounds of them.
They absolutely would, sir. I would make sure they didn't fall over like I did with you.
I would even almost grabbed his foot. That one leg kick he threw. I grabbed his foot almost in the air.
So let me get this straight. You are bragging about almost catching my kick?
All that shit is on video. We'll find out how to break that stuff down. I should break it down in clown.
I have never wanted anything more in my life than for you to break down this fight. There's a free app you can download. It is the TikTok Studio.
Because who am I? I'm a self-proclaimed loudmouth who sat there and said I can fight, which I can. I'm not afraid of nobody.
You never proclaimed yourself a loudmouth. We all just saw you were. You cannot fight. And I'll give it to you. You weren't scared to step in the ring.
When I had my rematch in 6 months, I'm going to knock Sam out.
John, I really wanted to like you. I went out of my way to try to make sure you and I got along. We were friends after the fight, and then you turned sour.
Sam, that will shut me up. If you want to shut me up, show me. I don't back down, Sam.
I reached out to my friends in Top 10 Promotions here in Nashville, Tennessee. They are the premier Muay Thai league in the state of Tennessee. They're one of the best shows I've ever seen.
So even though Sam doesn't owe this guy fucking anything at all, and Sam has said, I'm not backing out of any fight. You can show up in my gym at any time and we will fight again. There's nothing in it for me. But if you come to me, we'll fight. But he reaches out to a local league that does fights and they will pay for John to come out there and fight in their league with someone that's equal to him or as close as they can get to equal to him.
Never proclaimed yourself a loudmouth. We all just saw you were. You cannot fight, and I'll give it to you. You weren't scared to step in the ring.
When I had my rematch in 6 months, I'm going to knock Sam out.
John, I really wanted to like you. I went out of my way to try to make sure you and I got along. We were friends after the fight, and then you turned sour.
Stand up, shut me up. If you want to shut me up, show me. I don't back down, Sam.
I reached out to my friends in Top 10 Promotions here in Nashville, Tennessee. They are the premier Muay Thai league in the state of Tennessee. They're one of the best shows I've ever seen. They will get you to their event, give you a hotel room for days, and have you fight one of their guys. And it won't be a mismatch. You guys will have almost exactly the same record.
One leg kick took me down. The rest of his leg kicks didn't face me throughout the whole fight.
You mean my first
The very first leg kick took you down, and then it looked like he eased up on him.
leg kick took you down? I didn't want to hurt you, so I stopped kicking so hard.
All I know is, if you really watch the video, you'll see I wasn't knocked out.
What a sparring session, everybody.
I really pray you're a man of your word, because you did tell me there'd be a rematch. I got a video with Jason Mayhem Miller in it.
Sir, you are not special. You have no ability to fight, no training behind you. In 6 months, I will have been training for 6 months. And 20 years before that, you will have been training for 6 months.
Me and we're all standing there, and I said rematch coming in 6 months. I'm gonna get a trainer, I'm gonna get better, I'm gonna get stronger, I'm gonna get my stamina up, and I'm gonna come back and be Sam. It was talked about and agreed upon. You said okay. We don't need to keep going back and forth because you're lying, and I don't deal with liars, bro.
Brother, you're dumb as a...
I wouldn't promote it and set it up like a live stream and stuff. I mean, I would still record it for evidence because this guy clearly lies, but I would make him come to you from now on at your home gym when you have time. You know what I mean? Like, we've already done the out of the way, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to get any better in 6 months. Like, Sam says it, or he may have already said it. If you train for 6 months, let's say in 6 months from now, you will be training, have been training for 6 months. I will have been training for 6 months and 20 years. Like, you're just not going to catch up, bro.
brick on top of not being able to fight. I haven't said anything about not rematching you, not once. You can show up at my gym any day of the week. You don't have the ability to fight. There is nothing special about you. And you want to talk about liars. You told me you'd come train with me the next day. Lie. You told us and took tickets to go to the VIP section of the fight night later the next day. You didn't go. Liar.
I don't deal with liars, bro. You don't want to admit that nobody came from off the street, allowed mouth off the TikTok, and let the damn deal 2 full rounds in the octagon with you.
You lasted as long as I wanted you to last.
You're a coward because you can't admit that a man came off the street and went damn near 2 rounds with you.
You know what you're bragging about? You're bragging that I beat you up in 4 minutes instead of 2 minutes. That's what you're bragging about. You don't know how to fight. You don't know how to throw a punch. You don't.
Right. There may be an argument to be made, like if one guy's trained for 20 years, the other guy's trained for 10 years, right? Because at some point you're kind of at the upper tier and you really got to challenge yourself, or maybe, you know, getting techniques or a lucky punch or whatever. But there's no argument to be made for 20 years and 0 years. And then, like, I'm going to catch you up while you're still in your prime. Like, that's insane.
Know how to move. You are bad at this.
A lot of people reaching out to me that want to train me. A lot of people that want to help me get it up.
That's not something you want to tell the internet, sir. They make a pill for that.
All right, Sam. Fans, for all y'all thinking that Sam's down.
I'm here. What Sam Alvey has to say.
John, can you please make your videos shorter? It is harder for me to edit these than the actual fight was.
The way he chooses to lead, you should lead. For my part, for you, that is not me laying down in that bathroom.
It 100% is you lying down in that bathroom. There was one fight that night, and I know it's California, but Dan Henderson's gym does not let people come and lay naked next to the toilet.
Regardless of how you feel, how hard this man did it, what I made it look like. So you're right, I made it look terrible.
Agreed.
I may not got no floor.
Agreed.
I may have never tried to fight in my life.
Agreed.
Anybody tries to hurt me, no matter who they are,
Well, maybe that's why you didn't throw a punch. I was trying not to hurt you.
including the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm not bitter,
Brother, you are so bitter. We were friends after the fight.
but I lost.
Agreed.
For the next 6 months, I'm training. I'm transforming my body into something different.
I truly, deep down, cannot wait to see what future John looks like. I believe in you. You are going to be amazing.
I ain't gonna do this childish act.
Since making this video, he's posted 3 more times.
6 months, if you beat me still, I'll shut the fuck up.
Why would we believe you?
But if I beat you,
You won't.
I want a public apology.
For
You said you'd shut the fuck up the first time he beat your ass.
what? What have I done that you feel you need an apology from me for? I've done nothing wrong. I've done everything I can to lift you up, and you just spit on me.
As far as Tyrone's line goes, I can't apologize.
As I've said in the video prior, I tried to beat Spong in the first and couldn't. I tried to make you last to the third, and I couldn't.
You said it was gonna be a dogfight. You said I was gonna get hurt.
I did not say it was going to be a dogfight. And after watching you fight, I'd say it was more of a kitty fight.
You said I had 60 seconds to gas it.
Agreed, you didn't.
You said I wouldn't make it past.
I don't think he had. I understand, like, saying 60 seconds here and make. I don't think he had 60 seconds of stamina in him. As many times as Sam let him like walk away and catch his breath and spit out his mouthpiece and stumble, and he didn't have 60 seconds in him.
That you think bragging about getting beat in round 2 is a cool thing is baffling.
Now all of a sudden, I'm making past the first round. And you got all these excuses and jokes.
I haven't joked about it. I guess I do have an excuse. I felt bad for you. I was literally trying to let you leave with your head held high.
And mysterious legs underneath the bathroom stall, whatever the fuck that is. No, 6 months. 6 months.
So what you're telling me is in 6 months, you will lose 150 pounds, you will learn jujitsu, you will learn wrestling, you will learn how to throw a punch, and you will learn how to take a single punch. Because as of right now, you don't know how to do any of those things.
I'm here with Sam out.
I don't think he's going to get it, chat. Anyways, that's the new update. I could show you John's videos, but Sam covers them pretty well. And oh, there is one I want to show you. It's one of his pinned videos. Is it his first pinned video?
All right, guys.
Yes.
I'm gonna be humble with this one, but it's facts. Here soon, you guys will be seeing a poster for another fight upcoming with another fighter. This time in San Antonio, Texas.
So this motherfucker's going to drive from San Antonio, Texas. I'm sorry, from Virginia to San Antonio, Texas, to fight a different creator or a different person. Hopefully, it's not a trained person.
Humble with this one, but it's facts. Here soon, you guys will be seeing a poster for another fight upcoming with another fighter. This time in San Antonio, Texas. I'm going to it, just like I did Sam. I don't plan on losing this time. I took that 1L, and you know what? It's only because I gassed. I won't gas next time. Let's go, baby. I'll be announcing the fight. It's in San Antonio, Texas. I will be letting everybody know as soon as I post up the details. And then I got a couple other fights lined up after that. I'm going to show the world what I can do. Let's go. Hey, Sam Alvey might be the heavyweight champion of the world, but by the time I'm done, I'm going to embarrass him in the octagon. All right, guys. I'm going to be humble with this one, but it's facts. Here soon.
I know it sounds fucked up, but I really kind of hope the next guy is nowhere near as nice. Like, if he's a fully trained fighter, I hope he's not worried about getting sued, not worried about his liabilities, not worried about carrying him and not I hope the next guy embarrasses him. Just to get him to chill the fuck out. But we'll see. Who knows? This is just, you guys ever seen the movie Inside Out, where that like the emotions like control that girl's brain or what? There's Inside Out and Inside Out 2, I think. This is a spoof on that with Donald Trump. Here we go.
How long do you think the shutdown will last?
Oh my God, again with this bullshit. Why are we even here right now? We're supposed to be teeing off in 45 minutes. Because the government's been shut down for 40 days. Insecure, what did we say about speaking? Has it really been 40 days? Yeah. Yeah, we should stop at the McDonald's when this is over. I second that arrogance. He needs at least 5 McChickens in his system immediately. Guys, can we please answer the question? This looks really bad for us. Insecure? How many times do I have to tell you nothing looks bad for us? We are doing great. I know. I'm not saying we're not great. Good, because we're doing great, okay?
It's arrogance, insecure, and greed.
Everyone knows it. Guys, I know. Can we just answer the question? Yes, will you relax? I've got this.
I don't know. It's up to the Democrats.
Fuck yeah. It is. Well, I think our work here is done. Let's get that PJ over to McDonald's and then let's go play some golf. Wait, shouldn't we answer one more question? I feel like we owe that to the American people. What? Yo. Yeah, sure, I guess. Okay, pick on that girl. She's hot.
Is there any room for bipartisanship? Because it seems like that's the main purpose of the filibuster, is to create some...
Oh, no.
Yeah, did anyone hear what she just said?
How long do you think the shutdown will last?
Oh my God, again with this bullshit.
And then there was a clip of him getting booed at the Washington Commanders football game. He gets booed pretty heavily. A lot of people are making fun of him. We were talking about this in Discord earlier. A lot of people are making fun of him for saying state your name instead of his name. That's the way it's supposed to be done. He's swearing in. There's a swearing in ceremony for some soldiers. Like, he's supposed to say that. And I was saying I hate the swearing in ceremony because it says, I state your name, and then you repeat that. I, William Byrd. But everybody has a different name. So it goes from this like where everybody's repeating the exact same phrase, to this everybody's saying random words. Then it goes back to do solemnly swear. I hate it in big crowds, but it sounds weird. But he's supposed to say state your name. I think he's oblivious. All he hears is cheers.
Please raise your right hands. I, and state your name.
Because he swear. Why does he read that again? He's swearing in service members. I'm almost positive I just said that. He's swearing in members of the armed forces. I'm assuming they're on the field. Fox News is trying to denigrate, be dicks to the Commanders fan base because they're saying you shouldn't boo during the swearing in ceremony. I much prefer when a single person swears in, because the person giving the oath will say, I state your name, but then that person will just say their name, right? But when you have multiple people and they're all saying different names, I don't know. It's like jumbled in my head, and some names are longer, some names are shorter. It just sounds like shit to me. Trump thinks they're all cheering for him.
Let's have another round of applause for all the individuals as they embark on the next chapter.
They should be standing in front of them. I don't know what that means, but he's in a secure box. They're on the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J.
It didn't go too well for him, but there you go. Trump getting booed. What else we got? Let's go with Phil's got a new video. I don't understand Phil's logic or Phil's followers' logic. So Phil was planning on doing a live stream. He claims he was planning on doing a live stream on his drive from Las Vegas to Lake Havasu. He was flying to Las Vegas, and he was going to drive from Las Vegas to Lake Havasu, and it's going to be the first time he was streaming from his car, doing an Intel stream from his car, not just a video. And he was going to have time. He was going to be on the drive. He's got a Tesla. You know, it's basically self-driving or whatever. But then he comes on and says, I can't do the live stream because my Tesla was dead at the airport, and now I've got to sit here and charge it. But if he was going to do the live stream in his car anyways, and now he's bitching about having to sit there for a fucking hour and charge it and sit in his car, why wouldn't he just do the live stream while he's sitting in his car stream? Like, just watch.
Due to a series of unfortunate events, I'm not going to be able to go live tonight. Let me explain the unfortunate events. Very long flight today. All day long because of this government shutdown stuff. Everybody's slow and everybody has an excuse now to not do their job properly. So, finally I make it from the East Coast to the West Coast. And as you guys know, I can't fly directly into Havasu. I have to fly into Vegas and then drive to Arizona. About a 100-mile drive. It's not too bad, but it's a drive nonetheless. And that's after a 6 to 8 hour flight. So my plan was to go live on the drive to Havasu. That's what I was going to do. But I get to the airport in Vegas, and I get in the Tesla. We have the Model X Tesla that we take back and forth from Vegas to Havasu when we fly in and stuff. We leave it there, and then we just travel with it. And it's not charged. Empty. No battery.
By the way, if he's at a Tesla charger, which he is, you can see it in the background, he can charge super fucking fast, right? It's not like this thing where he's going to be there for like 30 hours or some shit, right? That would be like if you just had it plugged into an extension cord at your house. Like 30, 40 minutes, he's above 80%. Like, I don't understand. But he could only stream while the car was moving. Like, now he's going to sit here and make this 20, 30-minute video about how he can't stream because the car is dead.
So instead of driving home to Havasu tonight, I'm doing my live while I drive.
Right.
I'm sitting here at a stupid charging station, waiting for the stupid car to charge. And it was empty, near empty. So it takes a long time. And I'm wildly frustrated. Also wildly handsome, but that's not relevant at this point. So I'm pretty pissed off.
Yeah, 45 minutes. We get him above 80%. Like,
what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my live tomorrow from Havasu.
if he's at a 250 kilowatt supercharger, it could be 25 to 30 minutes to get 80%. I don't know why he just isn't doing it right now.
I can't do it.
Model S Plaid is what he used to have. I'm not sure.
And I'm not driving to Havasu tonight. I'm just going to stay in Vegas. But it's already getting late on the East Coast, and I know people have work tomorrow, Veterans Day. Kids are out from school, so I wouldn't be able to do this live until I get back to the house in our house in Vegas. And by then,
so he just said if he didn't have to charge his car, he would be live right now driving, right? But now he's not going to be able to do it because he's going to have to sit there and charge his car and then go to the house in Vegas instead of the house in Havasu, and that'll be a long time, right? But what are you doing with the time where you're just sitting there charging your car? Like, I don't understand it.
and it's going to be another hour, and it's just, this whole thing just ruined all the plans I had for tonight, and I'm really pissed off about it. So, you know, I'm just sitting here like an idiot, waiting for this stupid battery to charge. It's great. It's a great time. Everyone's having fun, except me. So, I got so many good things to talk about, too. It's like aggravating that I can't get this live, Ed. Today is the 10th, by the way, November 10th. And it was the official last day of the 1% silver give back for goldquiz.com. I'm going to talk more about this on live tomorrow, but I'm going to extend that until December 1st. Only because we have so much demand. I mean, it was like one of the busiest months we ever had with Gold Quiz, with my Gold Quiz affiliates. And there's still so many people that are waiting to...
He's digging an awful lot, ain't he?
And the calls are still coming in like crazy, especially now. Silver had another really good day today. So did gold. Gold's approaching a high again, and silver's over 50. I was playing with 51 for a little while. So people are obviously still really interested in that 1%. 1%'s a lot. When you have a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 401k or IRA, or even if you have a bunch of money laying around, you're doing a purchase through Gold Quiz, 1% really adds up quickly. I think I told you guys in a video before, but gave away $120,000. That was as of last week. I didn't get the numbers on this week or what it'll be up until December 1st, but what I'll probably do is wait until the very end of it to get the updated numbers. But I bet you that number is going to be over $200,000. That's my money. You guys took $200,000 of my money, and now you have it. I don't know if that's fair. You know what? I think I want it back. $200,000. Oh, it's not 200 yet. I'm assuming it's going to be, but $120,000. In 3 weeks it was. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I am kidding. I absolutely love giving back to you guys. I know I do a lot of give backs and stuff, especially the Christmas ones that we've done over the last several years. We also do silver giveaways. We've done that a bunch of times before and stuff like that. We've had various different giveaways, but something like this, especially when it comes to metals, it's where my heart is. It's where my mind is too, because I've been investing in metals for a very, very long time. And when I'm able to help someone else do something that I strongly, strongly believe in, it's a really good feeling, so even though that's money out of my pocket, so to speak, it's really not, because it's just going into the pocket of other patriots. And it's a great feeling when you're able to do that. Most people in the world that do have the means to do something like that don't do it. Now, there are philanthropists and a lot of really good people in the world, but I would probably say the majority of super rich.
He comes across as the most untrustworthy person in the world. I don't know why people are sending this guy money.
People do not give as much as they should, or what they do give is just, to them, it's a tax write-off. It's not actually helping anybody. That's not really what's important to them. What's important to them is saving money so they don't have to pay as much taxes. And that's bullshit. So I'm honored and I'm humbled that you guys took advantage of this opportunity, and that's why I'm extending it. I'm going to extend it to December 1st. And again, Gunnar, what are you doing? You okay? Oh, come on up. Show your face. Say hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Gunnar is a talking dog. He does speak. That is his voice. It came out of my vocal cords, but he speaks through me. I don't know why. I don't want it to happen. It's involuntary. It even happens when he's not around. He could be in Arizona, I could be in Pennsylvania, or vice versa, and he'll still speak through me. It's like this thing. It's like a weird thing. You tell him, Dad. And a lot of times he drives me nuts, too. With his constant blabber. You'll blabber all the time. You'll blabber it right now on the video. So, we're going to extend it. We're going to extend the 1% qualified purchases. Qualified purchases just means that you can't go in asking for, like, Silver Eagles. Like, they're going to give you a bunch of metals that they have available. That makes sense for them, because keep in mind, they're a business, too. My affiliates at Gold Quiz, they have a business to run, so they can't give you, free, certain coins for free, but they could. It's all silver. So, honestly, when you're getting Senate Democrats and 41-day government shutdown. Senate Democrats? The Democrats ended the shutdown? This is the type of shit that really bothers me.
Well, you can't blame them for the shutdown and then not give them credit for ending it either. Like, you can't do both of them. Damn.
That was from CNN, I think. That headline was. It just popped up there on the screen. Senate Democrats end government shutdown. Right. Trump been talking about the Insurrection Act a lot, hasn't he? Have you noticed? Talks about it. Jeez, I can't. I don't remember him talking about it this many.
Keep pretending that's a good thing. Fucking really. Retards.
Go over here. Okay, go then. So that's good. The shutdown's over. Good. Trump will figure out a way to get back pay to the people who haven't been paid, or to SNAP benefits. I know that was a point of contention for a lot of people.
Back pay is guaranteed already. Trump's the one trying to fight it and saying it's not guaranteed, but okay.
So yeah, the 1%, we'll do that till December 1st. I have to eventually stop it. I can't do a contract.
Yeah, I think it's kind of dumb. They didn't get basically any guarantee that they're going to fix the subsidies, right? They just got basically a word of mouth guarantee that they might discuss it and maybe vote on it. But Mike Johnson's already claiming that he's not going to bring it to a vote. Also trying to Mike Johnson is saying that he will swear in that, what was her name, Gravalda or whatever from Arizona. They're going to swear in that senator, but trying to bury the fucking discharge petition to where it doesn't come back up for a vote.
There's no point of
procedurally
doing a promotion if it's just a continuous, ongoing, forever promotion. You know what I mean? So, what are you doing? Looking out the window. Oh, that's great. There's a guy over there completely drunk. Or stoned. Or both. Or...
What's crazy is the house that he gave to his dad, bought and paid for, gave to his dad, now has a fucking mortgage against it.
Yelling. Going around. Just middle of the parking lot. Don't worry, I'll get him. You gonna get him? Get him. Go ahead, get him. Who's that? Who's that? Get him, Gunner. Get him. He usually barks when I do that. I don't know why he's barking. All right, guys. Love you guys. Miss you guys. It's been over a week since my last live, but I'll make that up to you this week. We'll do 2 lives this week. First gonna be tomorrow night. The second, it's probably like a Thursday, Friday type thing. Tomorrow will be in Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all of our vets. And obviously we'll talk more about Veterans Day tomorrow, but I'm gonna go home, go to sleep, shower, go to sleep, get up nice and early and make my drive to Havasu, see the girls, and yeah, get out of the cold. It's starting to get real cold back east. It's like in the 30s in the morning now. I'm a movie star now. 40 million people. You're not a movie star. Yes, I am. All right, guys. Love you. See you tomorrow. We'll do, time-wise, we'll do...
Carrie's daughters, the girls.
I'm trying to think. East Coast is now 2 hours from Arizona because of stupid daylight savings. So, 7 Eastern will be 5. 6. Probably 6. 6. That'll be 8. 8 Eastern. Tomorrow that'll be 6 for me. That'd be a good time, I think. 8 Eastern tomorrow night. See you guys then. We got a lot to talk about, obviously. See you then.
There you go. That's the first time I've ever seen him do it. He's doing the voice of the dog and claiming that that's the dog, how the dog speak. I don't know. It was fucking very cringy. He's a fucking scammer. I don't know what to say. He's fucking horrible. Anyways, the Democrats didn't get any guarantee to fix the ACA subsidies or anything. Imagine I'm your employer. I've got a question for you. Imagine I'm your employer. And you come to me and we're talking about your paycheck, how much you get paid. And I say, you know, I give $1,000 a month to the insurance company for your insurance, for your family. And you say, man, that's crazy. And I say, yeah, stupid insurance company's getting rich. $1,000 a month that I give as part of your pay package to the insurance company. And then I say, I have an idea that'll keep the insurance company from getting rich. Instead of me giving $1,000 a month to the insurance company for your family's insurance, how about I give you the $1,000 and then you give it to the insurance company for your family's insurance every month? Does that prevent the insurance company from making the money? Like if I give it to the insurance company, or if I give it to you and you give it to the insurance company, does that affect the insurance company in any way? They still get their $1,000 a month. Because Trump's new health care plan, the idea for his new health care plan is to take the subsidies that they subsidize the market with to make insurance affordable, is to not the government to give it to the insurance company, but the government to give it to you, and then you give it to the insurance company because insurance companies are getting too rich. But we're still giving them... I love how the Democrats, the Republicans, are always like, Obamacare's fucked, Obamacare's broke, Obamacare doesn't work, Obamacare's too... Since its inception, they've been kneecapping the ACA. They've been making it perform worse. They've been trying to break it. They've been trying to defund it. They've been trying to fuck it in any way they could. And then they say, well, it's not working. We need something different. Oh.
So last night, the President of the United States went on Truth Social and not only railed against the Affordable Care Act and the plans on the exchanges, but also offered his new plan to replace what would be.
I am recommending to Senate Republicans that the hundreds of billions of dollars currently being sent to the money-sucking insurance companies in order to save the bad health care provided by the Obamacare be sent directly to the people so that they can purchase their own much better health care. But the same insurance plans that are on the marketplace are the same ones that you could get from those companies. But instead of using the marketplace where you can see them all side by side and it'll pick the one that's cheapest, it'll pick the best coverage, it'll pick the lowest deductible, whatever you're looking for in the marketplace, you could just call a couple hundred insurance companies and see which one works for you. That's the way we used to do. Do they not remember how shitty fucking insurance was before Obamacare? No pre-existing conditions, right? So you were just fucked. You might be stuck at a job or couldn't get insurance. And then if you wanted insurance, it was either through your employer, but if you wanted to buy it yourself, you could call around to thousands of different insurance companies and get quotes. The marketplace puts it all in one spot where every company can come, make their best offer, and you can figure it out. Like, that doesn't make any sense. We've always been able to go buy our own healthcare insurance. Always.
Those exchanges.
Anyways. And have money left over. Bullshit. Bullshit. In other words, take from big, bad insurance company, give it to the people, and terminate per dollar spent the worst healthcare anywhere in the world. Obamacare, unrelated, we must terminate the filibuster. What about, here's something, car insurance. Everybody knows now, for car insurance, you can go to certain websites and they'll give you quotes from every company you could possibly imagine, right? And you don't have to go with the cheapest. You don't have to go with the most expensive. But usually people pick a name they recognize that's within their price range, that meets their deductibles and all that shit that they want, and they pick it. But they get it compared. That's literally what the ACA marketplace is. Because if you don't do that, you have to go to, what are you going to go to 2,000 different companies' websites and ask for a fucking quote? It doesn't seem like you're going to be finding cheaper plans that way, but maybe.
And as a health economist, I want to talk about this plan. I've made several videos about the Affordable Care Act over the last several days, and I can't believe we're here. I can't believe we're here. You can pause to read here, but this tweet essentially reflects a lot of conservative talking points about the Affordable Care Act, also known as...
No, that's not true. It might be true if you're healthy, you hardly ever go to a doctor or whatever. What happens when you have a health savings plan that you put whatever, a few $1,000s into a year, right, to cover, like, oh, we had to go to the emergency room because, or somebody had the flu and then you get cancer. No normal fucking person is going to have $3 million in their health savings account to pay for fucking a terminal illness or a car wreck where they're in a fucking, they're unconscious for 3 weeks. But you're just not going to have that. It's not a good idea. Unless you're banking on, I'm healthy, I'm young, I'm fit, I don't really go to the doctor, I don't get sick a whole lot, and nothing traumatic's ever going to happen.
Obamacare.
And I'm just explaining that's not a good plan. You don't have to take it personally. You don't have to try to defend yourself. You said, this is what someone's saying, I don't know. I said, I do know, and here's why it's bad.
They're saying that the enhanced subsidies are going to supporting private insurance companies. But the solution here is very interesting to me, because what he is suggesting is that we give all of the money, if the subs that people are paying the subsidies, to individuals and essentially have them pay.
By the way, also, how many people are going to take that subsidy and not buy insurance? We already learned that the only way that we can get cheaper insurance rates is if our participation's high, right? We need a group of young, healthy people in there to offset the people that are older, sicker, more frail, terminal illness, whatever, right? So how many people are going? When I was young, I was like, fuck it, I don't need insurance, right? I don't go to the doc. It's not like I go to the doctor yearly for a check. I don't go to the doctor ever. Why the fuck would I need insurance?
Pay for their own better health care. I've made several videos talking about the enhanced subsidies, what they are, how we got here, and what would happen if you were to let them expire. I will put those videos down below, but I want to specifically talk about the president's plan and the plan that's been touted by a lot of House and Senate Republicans about placement to these enhanced subsidies. So there are two generous interpretations about the policy that the president is suggesting replace the enhanced subsidies. The first is that the president would take the enhanced subsidies, right, the money that's contained in the enhanced subsidies, he would distribute it to people, and then people would go onto, their insurance website or whatever, and they would purchase their own health insurance plan. But that means that the money still goes to the private health insurance company. And the reason the Affordable Care...
Right, you're not stopping anything. You're not the money's still going to the same people at the same time. And they can be less honest about it. Right now, the way the marketplace is set up is they're trying to have the lowest bid. They're trying to have the lowest bid for you. So you select them so they can get, like, they're competing against other companies. When we take that competition away, they know nobody's going to call 500 different insurance companies, right?
Plans on the exchanges are expensive is not because they are on the exchanges themselves. It's because they are sponsored by private health insurance companies that have an incentive to increase costs and make a profit. So I don't really understand how just avoiding the exchanges is supposed to make healthcare more efficient for everyone. You would essentially be going back to a time where you on your own would need to negotiate your health insurance directly by yourself with the private health insurance company, which is exactly what people would do before the passage of the Affordable Care Act. And if you were a healthy individual who maybe goes to the doctor a couple times a year, you might be able to negotiate a lower rate, right? But if you are someone who has any sort of pre-existing condition, if you would then have to call each individual insurance company and try to determine based on...
Well, auto insurance people recommend that you should be changing your auto insurance like every 2 years, because you always get a little bit better. They try to creep up on you and creep up on you and creep up on you and creep up on you to make more money, but you should be going with somebody else every couple of years.
Your healthcare and your complexity, how much...
Or every year, it sounds like you said.
I don't know about you, versus going onto a portal and looking at all the prices seems...
So many people are just like, fuck it. It went up, what, $12 or it went up $25 or went up, well, inflation. Well, cars are more expensive now. Well, materials are more expensive if I get in a wreck, but they're just banking on you not going somewhere else.
And based on your healthcare and your complexity, how much that rate would be, which I don't know about you, versus going onto a portal and looking at all the prices seems wildly inefficient. The second interpretation I am having from this Truth Social post, you might have your own interpretations, you can put them in the comments below, but what the president is suggesting is that instead of purchasing health insurance at all, right, from these private health insurance companies, there would be the money given from the subsidies directly to people, and they would put it in an HSA or some sort of stock market account or some sort of high yield savings.
Here's the HSA, right? A health savings account, some sort of high yield, blah, 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 and you, like, an HSA is great in conjunction with insurance, catastrophic insurance, right? Because no one is going to be like, oh, I better get $3 million in my HSA just in case. You know what I mean? Like when I worked for the city of John City, we had one along with our insurance, and it was to help pay deductibles, out of pocket, your yearly out of pocket stuff. Like that was all right. Because I think I had like every January I had to spend like $10,000 or some shit before my insurance started kicking in. So I had that saving. It was tax deferred. It was all right.
Account, and they would use that money to purchase their healthcare. And ultimately, when you think about the cost benefit, it's great if you are a generally healthy individual who maybe only goes to the doctor a couple times a year. Maybe you're on like one very cheap generic prescription medication. If your healthcare costs are low, then you just saving money for a rainy day is maybe a good suggestion. But I do want to offer the caveat, right? And this is why we have insurance.
And by the way, most people right the fuck now can't afford a fucking $3,000 emergency. And they could save right now. They could right now. They're supposed to be saving for a rainy day fund. So what's the difference when we say, hey, you better start saving for a medical emergency? They're just not going to. People just spend, right? Live paycheck to paycheck. Some of them don't have the capacity to save any. The ones that do have the capacity to save some, they just spend more. It's not a good idea. The same way that we wouldn't do away with Social Security, like the Republicans sometimes suggest, and then tell people, oh, just save up for retirement. The Social Security is a net at the bottom to keep you from falling through and being homeless when you're too old to work. Insurance is a net to catch you and be like, oh, fuck. Who knew you had goddamn cancer?
With, because is a probability that you will have a catastrophic event, right? You are in a car accident, you're diagnosed with cancer, and you can get sick and have these exorbitant healthcare costs, or you are diagnosed with something like diabetes, like heart disease, that has a lot of downstream costs and medications down the road. Essentially, you are on the hook for those healthcare costs, which oftentimes can be in the 6 and 7 figures depending on the severity of the event. And again, this depends on your own risk-benefit analysis, but I think it's important to note that we can get sick at any time. We can develop a disability at any time. And if that's a risk that people are willing to take, that's fine. I will note, though, that most of these catastrophic events, if one were to happen to a family, it would most likely bankrupt that family. And look, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I have said time and time again, the current healthcare system we have right now is not sustainable. It's not sustainable considering the increasing levels of consolidation, the rising amounts of healthcare costs. We are in a system right now that is teetering on the edge. So
Republicans want to complain about the price, but they also try to break Obamacare at every turn. They chip away at subsidies. They take away restrictions. They pull away the mandate. They take every shot at it they can to slim it down. And they refuse to rein in these medical companies, right? Hospital conglomerates and drug makers and shit that does make it more expensive. They refuse to touch them.
What I find incredibly insulting is that after 15 years of saying we need to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, we need to repeal and replace Obamacare, the suggestion that is being offered is that we go back to the system before we pass the Affordable Care Act. Essentially, it's to repeal the entire system and chipping away.
He's phrasing it in a new way, but basically, yeah. It's just getting rid of Obamacare and good luck on your own. The motherfuckers wouldn't even cover pre-existing conditions until we forced them to. There were people that were trapped at jobs that they wanted to quit or retire or fuck off. I hate this fucking place because they knew if they went somewhere else, they wouldn't have health insurance for their terminal illness or whatever.
The different components of the Affordable Care Act. Affordable Care Act, which ultimately reduced the number of uninsured individuals by half, reducing the increase in the average out-of-pocket healthcare cost per capita, chipping away at the different policies and cost containment measures that in the original form of the Affordable Care Act were.
I used to have to try to get dad fucking hardships or samples or something from for different drugs they would put them on all the time by calling, what was the one we dealt with? Eli Lilly, and we'd call them all the fucking time. Sometimes it'd work. Sometimes the doctors can get samples too.
Essentially, it's to repeal the entire system and chipping away at the different components of the Affordable Care Act. Affordable Care Act, which ultimately reduced the number of uninsured individuals by half, reducing the increase in the average out-of-pocket healthcare cost per capita, chipping away at the different policies and cost containment measures that in the original form of the Affordable Care Act were passed, which essentially makes the law wildly inefficient from the original version. And then you have politicians pointing around and saying, well, look, the Affordable Care Act is not working.
We never got to use it like in its original form without the Republicans fighting it every step of the way and see after 5-6 years if it could regulate and keep prices and do well. We never got to use it in that capacity. They were breaking it from day one.
Policies and cost containment measures that in the original form of the Affordable Care Act were passed, which essentially makes the law wildly inefficient from the original version. And then you have politicians pointing around and saying, well, look, the Affordable Care Act is not working because you chipped away at a lot of the provisions in the laws that helped the bill to work in the first place. And then you suggest to go back to a system that we had before the passage of the Affordable Care Act and relying on the fact that a lot of people have collective amnesia and don't remember what that healthcare system was like. It's disappointing.
It sucks.
It's disappointing because ultimately, right, it's not like members of Congress or the president are saying we're going to get rid of our health insurance and put all that money into a high yield savings account and use it to pay for our health care. Right?
Congress still has it, right? The president still has, they all still have some type of insurance policies. Weird.
You always want to go back to what people in power are doing, even though they're telling you one thing, are they doing another thing? And ultimately, it seems to me that they are not. And that's all I got. If you have any questions, let me know. So last night, the President of the United States went on Truth Social and not only railed against the...
Insane. She's got another video going more in depth here. Hold on. Is this it? This might not be it, but we got more. Oh, no, this is yeah, it is.
Comment that I've been getting on a lot of my videos lately.
Private health care was way cheaper before Obamacare or the so-called Affordable Care Act. You can look up healthcare costs. It shot up prices, didn't make it cheaper.
This comment that I've been getting on a lot of my videos lately about the Affordable Care Act and prices is a great example of correlation not equaling causation. It's the same thing as saying that because there are increases to ice cream sales during the summer, and there's also an increase in shark attacks also during the summer, that the increased consumption of ice cream leads to shark attacks. Those two things are not related, but they are correlated technically. And these comments have been left on my videos talking about the expiration of the Affordable Care Act enhanced subsidies, saying that the Affordable Care Act did not actually make care more affordable. It actually made it more expensive and cost more. However, you would know that if you were to just do a quick Google, because I did a quick search of this online in like the span of 2 minutes, you would know from economic and health policy studies that this fact is just not true. It's just not true. In fact, after the passage of the Affordable Care Act, the out-of-pocket expenses of the average American increased less compared to the period before.
All right, so it's not that everything's increasing, right? The price of everything's going up. But look how steep it was going up before the ACA, and now look how much flatter that rise is post-ACA. Changes in out-of-pocket expenses before and after the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, ACA.
Or the passage of the Affordable Care Act. So did out-of-pocket expenses for patients and enrollees.
And I know somebody's going to run in here and say, I used to pay 3 silver nickels for all year a family. I don't care. I can look at the data. Just like every time we talk about gas, someone's like, I got it for a chicken, egg, and pocket lint for 10 gallons. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Increase after the passage of the Affordable Care Act. Yes, they did. However, it increased at a much slower rate compared to the 10 years prior to the passage of the Affordable Care Act. And yes, this is not an economic or...
This is 10 years of healthcare costs, out-of-pocket healthcare costs. This is 10 years of out-of-pocket healthcare costs. One of them rises much slower.
Statistical analysis, but if you were to have an inclination that the Affordable Care Act increased prices at a higher rate, you would see the trend of that in this particular graph. Which brings me to my second point, that with the passage of the original Affordable Care Act in 2010, included in the bill were several cost containment measures that afterwards, in subsequent legislation, were then removed. And so
imagine that. I wonder who removed it. I wonder who broke down and fucked Obamacare from the get-go. Literally, they removed the cost-saving measures. They removed the caps. They removed and said, oh, it's going to destroy these insurance companies and these medical research companies. It's going to destroy them. They've set record goddamn profits every year.
it's really disingenuous to say that the Affordable Care Act increased healthcare costs when some of these cost containment provisions, right, whose goal was to limit or decrease healthcare costs, were removed from the bill in subsequent legislation. And we actually have economic proof that shows that the removal of these particular cost limiting provisions actually led to an increase in healthcare spending. For example, there was legislation passed in 2020, the Further Consolidation Appropriations Act, that repealed the Cadillac tax on generous employer-sponsored healthcare coverage, which was expected to lower healthcare spending by around $204 billion. So these changes to the cost containment measures in the Affordable Care Act, which were the intention was to keep costs and healthcare spending low, because of these changes, they increased healthcare spending by about $225 billion from 2019 to 2023. So again, it's really disingenuous to say that that was the fault of the Affordable Care Act without
even Trump, the Trump administration, even when he first came in office, they shortened the open enrollment period. They cut the funding for the people they called navigators, which is the people that you call in when you were like confused and needed help getting a plan, right? They help you sign up for a plan. And they expanded the ability for employers to back out and not have to provide health insurance. Like every fucking time we turn from, I was reading about it today, from 2010 to 2016, they had like 70 fucking votes to either try to repeal, replace, or dismantle the ACA.
even considering or thinking about the potential implications, right, of subsequent legislation and how that might affect healthcare spending. Now, specifically, if we look at spending on health insurance and we break it down between Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance,
is it perfect? Absolutely not. Right? It could be much better. It could be cheaper. It could be better. It could be a lot of things. But to talk about how bad it is while you're breaking it is fucking wild to me. Talk about how expensive it is while you're passing legislation to make it more expensive and protect your friends and CEOs is fucking crazy.
What you will see is that for Medicare and Medicaid, spending growth actually decreased after the Affordable Care Act. However, private spending on healthcare increased from 3.5% to 5.8% between 2009 and 2018. Again, these are just trends, so it's hard to know from just looking at trends whether or not the Affordable Care Act itself actually caused these increases, but I want to bring up a different point here. Now, if we think about the mechanisms of health insurance and how health insurance works specifically, there were a couple of provisions in the Affordable Care Act that, due to their passage, might have led to an increase specifically in private health insurance premiums, right? The amount of money you pay to have your insurance. And one of those things,
we have no economic evidence to suggest these provisions specifically increase premiums, but I'm basing this on theory,
is the inability for insurance companies to deny people based on pre-existing conditions. The Affordable Care
Yes, that's probably going to cause premiums to go up slightly, right? Now that they have to cover these people that they would have just let fucking die in the street.
Act also required these insurance plans to cover a number of preventative services. So if the Affordable Care Act requires insurance companies to not deny people coverage based on pre-existing conditions, then insurance companies are required to cover people who might have higher healthcare costs due to chronic illness, due to depression, anxiety, to previous cancer diagnosis, things that insurance companies prior to the passage of the Affordable Care Act could tell people they did not qualify to have health insurance.
Could you imagine finding out like you have like goddamn like pancreatic cancer while you're between jobs or something? Like, what the fuck?
The insurance companies would incur higher costs because they have to pay for those people's treatment. And so because of those higher costs, because of the mechanisms of how insurance works, they therefore have to pass higher costs to the entire insurance pool through an increase in premiums. Another provision of the Affordable Care Act that might have increased health insurance premiums, again, we don't have confirmative economic evidence of this, is the requirement for health insurance plans to cover preventative services. So things like cancer screenings, things like immunizations, things for screenings of mental health, behavioral issues like anxiety, depression, etc. However, if you institute things like cancer screenings, right, and you can catch cancer early enough, if you institute things like vaccines, which lower the rate of disease for individuals of things like chickenpox, hepatitis B, etc., it means that you are limiting the higher healthcare costs down the line, because treating things when they are less serious is less expensive than having to treat things when they've become life or death. And those are things you can only really measure in the long run, right? How do those policies that are issuing preventative coverage help people in the long run? Also the ethical argument, right? And the economics argument in that the Affordable Care Act is correlated with individuals saying that they have higher rates of self-reported health. So people themselves, after the issuance of the Affordable Care Act, say that they felt healthier compared to before the passage of the Affordable Care Act. So as economists, we are not just thinking about the increases to premiums or to healthcare out-of-pocket costs. We are thinking about that. Those are important questions. But we're also thinking about the greater societal impact, right? What are the improvements to health? And if there are improvements to health, how does that affect people's well-being? How does it affect people's ability to contribute to society, starting businesses, improving, the amount that they're working? And how does that, all of that tax revenue and things, and I don't want to equate people's lives to just money, but like as an economist, we do think about this. How does that tax revenue contribute to the benefits of society? You can't just look at a policy in a singular way in a bubble. And you also can't not consider the potential outside implications of other things that might affect healthcare costs down the road. And ultimately, regardless of whether the legislation is passed or not, right, if the Affordable Care Act, let's say, didn't exist, this is going to affect you one way or the other, right? Because let's say in theory, people did not receive expanded access to Medicaid. Let's say that people with pre-existing conditions were still denied health care. They are going to get so sick at some point that yes, they need to go to a hospital. And there is a law called EMTALA that requires hospitals to treat people who access healthcare through the emergency department. And that is ultimately funded with taxpayer dollars. So ultimately, you are paying for this one way or the other. So it depends on when you want to pay for it. Do you want to pay for it beforehand, before people get sick, when healthcare costs are low? Or do you want to pay for it later down the road when people are sicker and healthcare costs are higher? It's your decision. So when you are thinking about questions like, did a big policy increase healthcare costs, or did X cause Y, or whatever, you can't just look at things at face value, right? You have to think about the bigger picture, both in the short run as long as in the long run, when considering what some of the potential implications of these policies are, which is my job as an economist. And that's all I got. If you have any questions, let me know. This comment that I've been getting on a lot of my...
I got one more, and I know healthcare is kind of a boring topic, but we're fixing to be talking about it a lot. I've got one more about the... Trump says that the ACA is making insurance companies rich, and he uses a pretty disingenuous graph to show that. So here we go.
I keep seeing this post over and...
See this? This is basically showing the earnings as if, like, the day Obamacare started to now, how much the stock price of a company's worth.
Over and over again. No, stop. It's too much. Stop it. No, it keeps going. It's a post from Donald Trump. It's showing major health insurance company stock performance after Obamacare, March 2010 to November 25. And I guess the point is that all these health insurance companies have had a big increase in their stock price. Well, 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 Obamacare is one big scam to get the insurance companies filthy rich. I think there are a lot of problems with this, or with how people are interpreting it. First is that we're not comparing it to anything. You might know that the stock market generally is up a lot since 2010. So how do these health insurance companies compare to the stock market generally? To answer that, I got the daily stock price of each of the companies mentioned, along with the price for the S&P 500, which is an index covering the 500 largest publicly traded companies.
It seems like, yeah, they've made money, but at some, all of them, and at some type of drastic rate that we wouldn't expect. No, in fact, three of them, one of them finishes just barely above the regular S&P 500, and two of them finish below the S&P 500.
And I plotted those values here so that at the start date, the value is 100 for all of them, 100% of their starting value. And subsequent dates, the value is the percentage of their start value. So a value of 500 would be 5 times the start value. And the dark blue line here is the S&P 500 index. So a few takeaways. First, you can see that, yeah, a lot of the health insurance companies for most of this time period did grow a lot faster than the S&P 500 generally. But another thing you can see is that two of these companies, actually three of them, are just below the S&P.
They did worse than just the S&P 500. So if they were getting so rich, like the chart that Trump shared, why are they doing worse than the S&P 500? One of them finished almost even with it.
500 index now. If we look at the S&P 500 total return, it's fair to use total return because Trump's image is using the adjusted close prices for the stocks. Anyway, if we look on March 19, we see the S&P 500 is 1919 on March 19. That's weird. 2010, and it's currently 14,929. So that means there's been an increase of 13,000 points, or
so the S&P 500 is up 580%.
Roughly 6.8 times increase, or
does that mean they're doing something crazy? Like, what the fuck? It's up 580%. Does that mean they're cheating, stealing every company on the S&P 500?
Or the way this chart presents it, an increase of 580%. So companies like Anthem and Humana are below the S&P 500. Centene is just a little bit above Aetna. It has an asterisk.
Aetna went private.
Because it went private in 2018, so we don't really know what it would be doing now. And then these other three companies are clearly outperforming. So I think that one adjustment alone makes this seem a lot less dramatic. 3 out of 7 companies overperform, 2 underperform, one's kind of right at the bar, one we don't really know. You can also just average the health insurance companies' values.
And again, Republicans won't do anything to rein in these companies, right? Or their the prices they're charging, or the things they're doing, or the stuff they're denying, or the way they're making their money, but just bitch about it and somehow try to blame it on Obamacare.
So we get the health insurance average in this line. And one thing you might notice is, okay, Obama is president up until...
All right, so he's switched it right here. All this is Obama, then Trump won, then Biden, then year to date or whatever.
2017. And yeah, it looks like the red line is outperforming the blue pretty consistently here, doesn't it? But then in Trump's term, you know, the red line goes from here to there. That's an increase in Trump 1.
So it was worse under Trump?
Compared to Biden's term, it goes from here to there. That's like basically a little different.
It looks like it lost a little bit, or maybe the same.
Or if we wanted to be slightly more precise than that, we could say that, yeah, under Obama, the health insurance companies really outperformed the S&P 500. But they also outperformed the S&P 500 under Trump 1. And under Biden, the S&P 500 did better than the health insurance companies. So Obama was scamming Americans to make health insurance companies filthy rich. Well, Trump was doing that too. And bless it.
That's not what this data says, by the way. He's just showing how easily you could take the data, wrap it up a little bit different, and make it say whatever the fuck you want, right? As if Trump and Obama were in on it together, and then Biden was the savior of healthcare.
Say that, yeah, under Obama, the health insurance companies really outperformed the S&P 500. But they also outperformed the S&P 500 under Trump 1. And under Biden, the S&P 500 did better than the health insurance companies. So if Obama was scamming Americans to make health insurance companies filthy rich, well, Trump was doing that too. And blessed Joe Biden was helping us out by hurting the health insurance companies. Even when you say that, you should realize it's actually wrong. It's the fixed pie fallacy. So a lot of these health insurance companies have had a bad year. United Healthcare is down 36% year to date. Centene down 38%. Molina down 47%. Oh, thank you, Mr. Trump. You're wrecking the healthcare companies. No, not really. Has your healthcare gotten cheaper? Is your healthcare gonna be cheaper next year? No, probably not, right? Just because health insurance companies are doing bad now, and they did well in the past, that doesn't mean that you are somehow being ripped off or not. There are a lot of different ways that a health insurance company's stock price could be disconnected from your healthcare outcomes, your healthcare costs. That's what I mean by the fixed pie fallacy. Just because some people are winning or losing, it doesn't mean that other people are doing the reverse. There's not a fixed amount of pie to distribute. The pie could grow. So you could imagine if the country as a whole were getting richer and healthier, what would happen to insurance companies? Well, as we got richer, we'd probably be spending more money on health insurance. Why not? We have it, we're richer. And if we're healthier, we'd probably be making less health insurance claims and less expensive claims. So health insurance companies would probably prosper during such a period. Or conversely, if everyone was poor and sick, insurance companies would probably get less money and have to pay out more, and their stock price would do worse. So just because health insurance companies are prospering, it doesn't mean that their customers are suffering, or vice versa. Just because healthcare customers are doing well, you shouldn't expect health insurance companies to do poorly. So I think all these people sharing this image are wrong. It doesn't really mean that much, as I hope I've explained here. Thanks for your time. I keep seeing this post.
So there you go. Obviously, they're not, just because those things, they're correlated, right? So the latest Nazi white nationalist dog whistle is literally rock, paper, scissors. Like, I wish I could make this up. I can't. It's literally rock, paper, scissors. And it goes down to a meme, and that meme has now been put on a shirt. Here it is. Paper beats rock. Now, that is a white hand throwing the Hell Hitler. And it is a black hand holding a fist in the air like we saw from many black movements, but most recently BLM, right? So this is their latest dog whistle. This is what they're doing. You'll see it in text format, paper beats rock, or rock, paper, scissors, or you'll see a meme about it, or this t-shirt, okay? These are making the rounds on social media. And within those communities, it's well known. Now, people are mad at Walmart. Don't be mad at Walmart. Walmart uses third-party vendors. They can't check every item that's listed. They probably have thousands and thousands and thousands of items, millions of items listed, right? They're not checking every listing. But when this was reported to them, Walmart removed it. So you can be mad at Walmart for other reasons, like not paying living wages or not hiring full-time employees, instead hiring 3 fucking part-time employees so they don't have to pay living wages and benefits. But not for this, right? Any vendor can get on there. It's a third-party thing. Throw this on there. And then when this was reported to Walmart, Walmart had it taken down. I wouldn't be mad at Walmart for they just didn't know. It's not like they explicitly agreed with this. But somebody you can be mad at, if you want to, is the ICE commander. You guys remember the ICE commander that we saw all those? He was doing like that rally signal, and he was throwing up some Sig Heils and was dressed like a fucking SS soldier for some reason in a black and white photo. Let's see what his latest hand gestures have to say.
The man overseeing Trump's entire assault on American cities, Greg Bovino, was just caught on camera openly doing 1945 Germany salutes while in uniform. Watch this. Photo op.
I'm going to zoom in for you because I want you to see this. It's not a wave. You can't say it's a wave because he already waved once. We know what his wave looks like.
The man overseeing Trump's entire
That's him right there with the cursor on his shaved head.
Was just caught on camera openly doing 1945 Germany salutes while in uniform. Watch this. Photo op.
All right, wave. Now, what is that one? What's that second one? That's a wave. What is that one? So he waved, and then he brought it back to his chest and went for another. One more time.
Openly doing 1945 Germany salutes while in uniform. Watch this. Photo op.
Wave. Sig Heil.
And before any conservatives jump into my comments to run the same tired playbook y'all always pull out the instant that one of your own gets caught doing Yahtzee shit, I want to point out 2 specific things that Bovino does that removes any plausible deniability. First, he waves before pulling his hand back and then throwing one of the crispest Roman salutes I have ever seen in my entire life. So you can't argue that he was just waving. He literally gives us a comparison point first, just so we can see what it looks like when he waves versus when he salutes. But Greg also then goes on to do something else to really drive the point home that he was, in fact, doing Yahtzee shit. But this one will take a little bit of context to explain. So immediately following Greg's salute, he then makes a point of staging a very dramatic, very emphasized game of rock, paper, scissors. And you might be thinking, okay, it's rock.
Why is he doing this overly emphasized game of rock, like exaggerating all the emotions? What is he doing? Why is he doing that?
Rock, paper, scissors. What the does that have to do with Yahtzees and Roman salutes? Well, that, my friends, is one of white nationalists' newest dog whistles that's currently all the rage. See, to the far right, rock, paper, scissors has come to represent the racial superiority of unmelanated folks like myself. The sign for paper, which is a flat hand, is meant to represent the flat-handed Roman salute. You know, the one that Greg just did right before this, while the sign for rock, which is a closed fist, is meant to represent the Black Power fist. And in the game, paper beats rock. So our nation's most pathetic losers have co-opted it as a way of saying that white people beat, or are superior to, black people. And if you think I'm making this up or being dramatic about it, check out this shirt that was recently added to Walmart's online store by a third-party vendor. And finally, I already know the one remaining excuse that conservatives
Hold on, I'll show you the
to fill my comments with now.
paper, rock,
because it's
scissors
the
game.
same trusty fallback excuse that white people have been relying on since time immemorial. I have black friends. Because it's not lost on me that old Greg made sure to stage that game of rock, paper, scissors with an ICE agent who appears to be a dark-skinned black man. And I know I won't be able to convince those folks anyway, so I'm not even going to waste my breath trying. Instead, for anyone who thinks that the presence...
So he did a wave, he threw the salute, and then almost immediately afterwards, he goes into this very exaggerated game of paper, rock, scissors.
Black people somehow absolves them of doing Yahtzee shit because black people couldn't possibly ever align themselves with Yahtzees. I'll leave you with these two words. Kanye West. The man over...
All right, so let me show you this game of paper, rock, scissors.
See, to the far right, rock, paper, scissors has come to represent the racial superiority of unfact doing Yahtzee shit. But this one will take a little bit of context to explain. So immediately following Greg's salute, he then makes a point of staging a very dramatic, very emphasized game of rock, paper, scissors. And you might be thinking,
did you see him?
It's rock, paper, scissors. What the does that have to do with Yahtzees and Roman salutes? Well, that, my friends, is one of white nationalists' newest dog whistles.
It's very weird that they're out there and that he does that salute, then almost immediately afterwards, he does rock, paper, scissors when that's their brand new dog whistle. No? I don't even know what this first video is.
Thank y'all.
Here he is doing it with, this is a different agent and a different video.
Thank y'all.
This is the video we were just watching. This is a completely different one. Holy shit, is this a different one too? How often does he do this shit? I've seen people tag him, like make memes with him doing the paper beats rock bullshit, but damn, I didn't know he did it that many fucking times. Holy shit. And his salute was pretty spot on. Hold on. I wanted to see, is this that video where he's dressed up like an SS soldier? Like, what's he even doing? They have radios in their cars. Like, it. It's that's one of the clips from that video, but that's not the video. The one that, DHS shared of him. Sorry, hold on just a second. Greg Bovine. Here it is.
It's all a photo op.
So there's a wave, then the salute. You see that? He does a wave.
It's all a photo op.
That's a wave. Right? He's been at the wrist. And then immediately follows it up with this. A very, very, very different wave.
You guys think it's funny? People's lies are funny to you? Karma is a bitch. Wait till it comes back at you.
Hey, Greg, I got a question for you.
Remember that.
Then immediately goes into that game of rock, paper, scissors.
Till it comes back at you.
Hey, Greg, I got a question for you.
Remember that. Karma is a bitch. Wait till it comes back for you.
I know. I lost on rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, brace yourself.
Okay.
Brace yourself.
Who do I get to ask the question about ICE hiring requirements?
Karma is a bitch. Remember that.
There's someone.
It's all a photo op. You guys think it's funny? People's lies are funny to you? Karma is a bitch. Wait till it comes back at you.
Hey, Greg, I got a question for you.
Remember that. Karma is a bitch. Wait till it comes back for you.
I know. I lost on rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, brace yourself.
Okay.
Brace yourself.
Who do I get to ask the question about ICE hiring requirements?
Karma is a bitch. Remember that.
There's someone.
It's all a photo op.
That's pretty fucking crazy, right? Doing the Nazi salute and then playing rock, paper, scissors to taunt neighbors of the people his men are abducting. That was in Illinois. Waukegan, Illinois, maybe? Oh, there was some leaked audio of him talking shit too, wasn't there? And then he had to testify in front of Congress about it. Hold on. I forgot about that. Where he was telling people, like, basically entice people to touch you, and then we're going to arrest them all or something like that. Yeah, listen to this.
As many people?
Arrest as many people as you can or something like that. Watch.
Why we always film. This is why we always film the police.
Arrest as many people that touch you as you want to. Those are the general orders all the way to the top. Everybody fucking gets it if they touch you. You hear what I'm saying?
Everybody fucking gets it if they touch you. Not if they assault you or if they try to hit you. If they touch you in any capacity.
Legals? We're going to look at shipping tractor trailer loads of that shit in here.
Less lethals, pepper balls, and tear gas. We're going to get a shitload of that in here for you.
Shipping tractor trailer loads of that shit in here. So you catch what it's all about us now. It ain't about them. Professional, legal, ethical, moral. You know what we're talking about. Legal, ethical, moral. You're on camera. But other than that, it's what we do. What city is it, Gene? Fucking Iris's Fire fucking city.
Is that?
So one of the agents says, what city is it? And he says, our fucking city. Now they're going to ask him about it in court. Let's see what he says.
Fire fucking city.
Is that you in the video? And did you say these things to the agents under your command on June 7th in Los Angeles?
That appears to be me, and it appears to be what I said there on sometime. I don't know what the date of that was.
Do you recall saying those things?
I don't recall everything. I don't recall everything. No.
But you have no doubt that you said that.
I believe that I said what was on the video there.
All right. So the instruction that you gave to your officers was that they had full reign to arrest anyone who so much as touched them. That, in essence, was what you said to the officers, right?
No.
That don't seem right.
Anyone who so much as touched him. That, in essence, was what you said to the officers, right?
No.
Should we interpret you as saying something different?
I don't know how you want to interpret me, but that's not what I said.
Everybody fucking gets it if they touch you. You hear what I'm saying?
Well, that didn't make much sense. But the lawyer said so much as touch you, which is basically what he's saying. And he's like, no, that is not what I said. That is not what I said. The fuck? What is this? This says it was recorded at an hour before Charlie Kirk was shot at UVU.
What is a quote that you live by?
Boy, a quote that I live by. I'm a Christian. I wear it on my sleeve, so quotes would probably always be Bible verses. This is I'll give you two. One is actually not the Bible, it's more mythological, and one is actually in the Bible. The first is not the Bible, it's this too shall pass, which is actually, people think it's in the Bible, it's not. But it's King Solomon's phrase, which is really amazing when you think about it, because it's good no matter what season of life that you're in. If you run through the worst of times, this too shall pass, and things are gonna get better. If you run through the best of times, though, it's really humbling. Like, this too shall pass, and this will fade away, but this will not last forever. So I love that. Yeah, exactly. So it's a time-transcendent truth that applies towards all periods as an entrepreneur. It humbles you when you need it and builds you up when you need it. It gives you hope when you need it. It also gives you a little bit of dose of gut check. One of my favorite verses, though, is Romans 8:28, which says that God works all things for good for those who love Him. It's a very freeing and liberating verse for those of us that are Christians, because we believe that when things can be really bad, God is working it for His good, His perfect and pleasing will, which is a very, very hard teaching when you come across business closures or staff layoffs. But it's very liberating that God is working all things towards an ultimate good. So I love that, and it kind of is very.
I don't even know if this is true that it was recorded right before his event or not. But
everything. And there's a God, and
somebody shared it as a. Okay. I guess now we know. I don't. There you go, chat. Fucking weird. What time is it? I don't know what this is, but somebody shared it. Support the stream at buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. That's how we pay the bills around here. Greatly appreciate it. That's what this is.
Jennifer Jones.
Yeah, you're not. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hi. Sorry.
What's going on?
I'm Marshall Mather's wife, Jennifer Jones.
Yeah, you're not going to pay your tab?
No, I am going to pay it.
Okay, you have money?
Can I explain myself, please, sir?
You don't have to explain.
No, I know.
You don't have to explain right now.
My lawyer's on here.
But I want you to, you got to pay your tab?
Can I personally? Yes. Via telephone or computer. Yes, I can.
No,
I get paid very well.
Do you have money on you right now?
Cash on me, no.
Do you have a debit card, credit card?
We're doing a movie right at present. I think, I don't know. Maybe they're still doing it 50 cents, still doing it, I'm not sure.
So
do I have one on me? No, because...
So you came in here with no form of payment is what you're telling me?
Right.
Okay, why would you do that?
Because my husband, Marshall Mathers, Eminem, the international rap star, keeps track of me at all times.
Okay, you got an ID?
So he makes sure all my stuff is paid. I am the real Jennifer.
You got the ID on you?
No.
You don't have an ID?
Not on me, no. Because they've been stolen. I lost them.
Okay.
Jennifer Helen Cleaver.
Stand up. You're going in handcuffs right now. Turn around, put your money back.
This would be fun. Not really sure. I know the last option.
That's Eminem's wife?
Okay. But that was like a month ago. You're not really taking me to jail.
Do you have any property?
I'm serious. Take me to this jail in particular? Screw this motherfucking county dog.
Stop.
I'm just telling you, don't even think about it.
Do you have any property here?
No.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, I'll get it for you. Do you have anything on your person at all?
Lighter.
Is there anything else?
A $10 bill.
Okay. Just face the car for me. Sure. Just gonna make sure you don't have any weapons on you, right? Nothing? Okay.
I got you guys for that.
All right. Do you have any medical issues or anything like that?
Yes.
Okay. So you have money in your pocket?
There's a lighter and a $10 bill.
Okay, and that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing in your hoodie? What is it?
Oh, it's a Bible.
Just a Bible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can look at it if you want to. Is my heart beating too fast or something?
No, I just want to make sure you don't have anything else. Okay.
It's okay?
Yeah. Do you have anything in your hat?
I don't think so.
Just do me a favor, take a seat. So where do you...
She kind of changed pretty quickly there.
I don't want them to cinch down on you.
It's a Bible.
So I'm going to read your rights, okay? Because I do want to talk to you about this whole dilemma. Do you understand that? You've been arrested before, is that correct? Okay. So you've been arrested before? Okay.
You have the right to remain quiet. Wait, hold on. Let me think about it. You have a right to an attorney. You have a right to... I don't remember. I'm too tired to even just go for it.
It's okay. I'm going to read it to you to remind you, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can't be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand that?
I do.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned.
She thought it was a test.
I do.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed representing you for questioning if you wish. Do you understand that?
I do.
And you can decide at any time to execute these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand?
Yes. Yeah.
Having those rights in mind, do you want to talk to me?
Sure. You don't bother me.
Okay, I appreciate that. So your name is Jennifer, right?
It is.
Okay.
And do you remember about what time you got here?
About 2 hours ago.
2 hours ago?
Yeah.
Have you eaten here before?
Yeah.
Okay. How often do you eat here?
This one, I think maybe 3 times. The one, there's like 4 that I've been to.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you normally pay before you leave?
Yeah.
What changed today? Like, what happened today?
Because, wow, Marshall called while I was sitting in there. I told him who my husband was, and he did call.
So you're referring to
my husband, Marshall Mathers. Eminem,
Gotcha.
the rapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does that have to do with you not paying today? Did he tell you not to? I don't understand.
No, he told them to take care of it.
Oh, okay.
But they're saying that I said, well, if you feel you have to, I said the police can contact him for you if you feel. But he had already called.
So your belief is that he was going to pick up your tab?
Well, he damn well better, because 50% of World Star Hip Hop is mine from 04 on.
Gotcha.
And we are still married. We're married on paper.
Okay.
Since 03.
You didn't come in, so your total was $28.48.
Right.
Right. They explained that to you?
Well, yeah.
Okay. And
I told them, I said, if either Rob from because his parents make movies, AJ Burton.
Yeah.
Okay. And Rob's an ex-boyfriend of mine, Rob Owens, from many, many years ago. He's also a geriatric surgeon, I think. I'm pretty sure. And he may go be in Washington one day, you know? But we all are. But anyways, what else? Oh, I met his wife. She's really sweet, but that's all not important now. Because I haven't even seen the guy in like years and years and years. But he's been up in my head because he's a surgeon.
Okay. Well,
okay. So nevertheless, I said, could you please, my husband is, and they know exactly who I am.
Yeah.
So the way that they've been acting in this town because of the Meyer money, because of the farm, think about it. You cannot imagine the utter abuse that I've taken in this town because of those people. They wanted to save their son, Glenn, I guess. I don't know whether he went to jail or not. I don't know. Some guy came up to me and was like, yeah, I went to prison, and I swear it was Glenn. It may or may not have been. It could have just been an actor. I don't know.
This is crazy.
A movie about Billy and I, 8 Mile too.
Okay. We're getting off track.
All right, so
8 miles too.
What is it you want me to tell you? What is it you need?
Did you?
Can I afford to pay this? Hell yes.
But you don't have any money on you, correct?
Right, I told them that.
Okay, then why would you come here?
Because I have unlimited funds. I said, I don't have my phone. Can I use yours? I said, you can call my father-in-law, Billy's dad, Billy Rizak, Sr.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hi. Sorry.
Do we need to see the rest of this? She seems like a crackhead. Oh, there isn't a part 2 posted, I guess. Oh, it's pinned. So when was it posted? 3 days ago.
Yeah, hi.
Let's see if the part 2 is posted here somewhere from 3 days ago. These are usually accounts that just post and post and post. It should pick up when she's sitting in a car. I don't see it, though. Well, oh, right there.
Okay. Or...
Shut up, Dr. J.
So you don't have
I picked up the RV today, Dr. J. I got to fuel it up.
Limited funds. Right?
Yes, I fucking do, but I don't. I told them I don't have my purse. My phone got broken.
Right.
I told them that. They knew damn well. But the owner was sitting right there and was like, he came in to get me for this to happen on purpose for some fucking reason.
So you told them before you sat down that you didn't have any money?
I don't remember exactly when I told them.
Was it after you finished your meal? You told them?
No, it was in the middle of it. But I've done this before, and then it gets paid by either somebody from my production company comes in and pays it.
Her production company. Oh, okay.
So it is an issue. Your last tab wasn't paid. You locked
This
out.
one?
No, the one prior to.
Oh, then that must have been because I forgot to take a picture of the thing.
No, it's because you didn't pay it.
Okay, so what? Is that like a 90-day thing? And then I'm, what?
What do you mean?
Like you have 90 days to pay your bills? I mean, I don't know. They don't have run tabs here or something?
No.
I'm just being a smartass. Listen, seriously, because Rich still had access to my phone and stuff, I was not using credit cards. I was too scared to.
Yeah.
The only one I was using was my...
She's just being a smartass, guys.
$9.67 a month because I'm 97% disabled.
Okay.
Okay? And...
97% disabled.
I was here, I didn't pay the tab. I don't even believe that.
Well, that's what they said.
Well, I don't believe that. That's bullshit. So, but this, and
I don't believe it either, to be honest with you.
the witnesses in here.
Yeah.
So they can try all they want to have me jailed. It's not going to work.
Okay.
Just call Donald J. Trump.
All right. Okay. You want to slide your legs in for me? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
She's literally on her way to jail saying they could try to have me jailed, but it's not going to work this time.
Hello. You were the waitress?
She was the server, yes.
Okay. So, did you guys have any kind of conversation before she sat down to eat?
No.
Okay.
The only thing that I was advised that she had told one of the servers was when she walked in, we didn't ask her no questions, that she said she had money to pay for the bill.
Yeah.
That was kind of red flag.
And that she wanted to make a to-go order for her friend before she got done eating.
Okay. When did she tell you shouldn't have money to pay?
When I asked her to settle up the bill.
Okay, gotcha. Did she complain or anything while she was...
Well, she went on the rant that she's Marshall Mansor's wife and he keeps tabs on her.
Right.
Whole bunch of
nonsense that doesn't make no sense.
Pretty much.
Now, you said last time she was here. When was that?
She's the one that said this is her second time.
Oh, gotcha.
She didn't tell me when, so that's the only reason why I said that, because she's the one that said this was not her first time doing this to Daryl's Diner. So that's why I told when I called in that this wasn't her first time. But I have no clue her first time. I wasn't over this or at this store at that time. I was at another store.
Okay. Do you have an ID on you? I'm just going to document that you were her server.
You need my ID since I was the one that called in?
I think I got your info.
No, he got my district's information. Nobody got mine yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I was the manager on duty.
I do as soon as I come in. I'm like, hey, chill out, guys. I got plenty of money.
For you?
352.
Losers.
Yeah. Alrighty. I appreciate it. I'll get out of here. Did you guys get the trespass warning?
Yes.
Okay.
We got it.
Okay. Appreciate it.
You know who it reminds me of, kinda? You guys remember Pinky? Kim Kushik? That's who it reminds me of.
Yeah, just let us know. Alright, I'm gonna go drop her off real quick and I'll meet you back in the district. Call completed and car cameras on. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'll end up showing you this. This is a Fox News poll. A Fox News poll. And it asked, Americans are spending more on what? 71% said groceries. 59% said utilities. 43% said healthcare. 39% said housing. 37% said gasoline. How much do you blame Trump for the inflation? Great deal or good amount was 59%. 60% of people blame Trump, a great deal or a good amount, for Americans spending more on groceries, utilities, healthcare, housing, and gasoline on a Fox News poll. So there's hope, maybe. There's hope. Also, the Supreme Court, this is just a side note, the Supreme Court refused to hear a case today that could have potentially overturned same-sex marriage. It said they didn't want to hear it. And then also the appeal to pay food stamps failed. So basically there was a judge that ordered to pay food stamps, the full amount. At first they said just one judge said it's illegal to withhold it. The other said it's illegal to withhold it, pay it. Then they said they're only going to pay a partial amount. Then that same judge said, no, you found the money for ICE, you found the money for this, you better find the money to pay the full amount. The Supreme Court put a stay on that, which just means we're not saying it's invalid or it's wrong. We just want to hold that order until the government gets through their plea or their appeal, and the appeal was denied. So those are some housekeeping things that have to do with the Supreme Court, I guess. I'm trying to think if I didn't tell you guys anything else. I guess hopefully it warms up a little bit tomorrow. I'll get back to work at the campground. Other than that, guys, thanks for joining us. I'm trying to walk the start time further and further and further forward so we can get back to a normal start time, especially as early as it gets dark now. I have to be earlier, get up earlier to go to work and stuff, so I need to come in earlier and go to bed earlier. Either way, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Consider supporting the stream. If you enjoy it, if you want to keep going, at buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. If you don't, that's cool too. And we'll see you about the next one. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye. This too shall pass. Dark at 4 p.m. That's right.
I can tell you this.
Can't even get the kids home from school before it gets dark.
This particular
Wild.
You don't have the fork and balls to call out the people on this planet by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the fork and balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott. Here we go. I think I started some shit. This some off. It's about to get lit. Get the
know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believers? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord and to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom. Open his closet, I found some of his meat rockets. I strapped it to my shoes and then I flew through the roof. I found myself in orbit strapped to an F-16. High on amphetamine with Trump in between. Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the truth.
I don't know. I'm feeling kind of depressed and the fucking, I don't know. I'm feeling down lately.
Stop.
Hopefully we get some good news going or something changes.
Stop.
We'll see.
Stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. This Livon's an alcoholic. Oh, give me a... Oh, my God. Damn it. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in them bets. You know that stage is...
Did you see all the comic book Nazis freaking out because
I think I started some...
the Batman comic that comes out like once a year
You know that stage is set.
was attacking ICE agents and killing them and shit. Absolute Batman is what I was trying to think of. The Absolute Batman graphic novel came out, and he's beating up a bunch of racists. Like, they literally are, like, using slurs and attacking people for their color, and the maggot comic book fans freaked out. But they also claim that they're not racist and don't use these slurs and don't do the things. Like, they're wearing white hoods in the comic. How can they be both? I'll show you. If somebody reminds me, I'll show you some of the graphic novel. It's actually pretty badass the way it's drawn, but Batman's actually killing people. It's snapping arms and shit. It's pretty cool.
Motherfuckers out here busting the grifts. Here we go, I think I started some shit.
Somebody remind me where he parked tomorrow or the next time I'm off. Absolute Batman. Good night.
Buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds.